Hi, I'm El Benet here with my bro Mike C.
What is up, everyone?
We love all things business, inspiration, and helping you extract all the fun, love, and happiness you deserve. Whether it be relationships, sports, business, when it comes to finding your inner peace, there's no topic that's off the table.
Be prepared to step into a co-creative experience that lovingly challenges your thoughts and views. Remember, life, it's an inside job. Welcome to Inner Cosmetics Podcast.
Life is an inside job. Couldn't have said it better. Hey, Mike, we're here, episode 8 of Inner Cosmetics. Stop holding the door for people.
You are so funny. Oh my God. And yes, welcome everybody. How y'all doing today?
We had
This is part 2?
this is take 2.
Take 2.
Take 2. We did a take 1 at 2 o'clock. It didn't take, so we're back again.
Can't get enough of us.
Well, I learned a few things along the way. I actually need my mic connected in order for people to hear us. So that's okay. That's what happens. You just flow with it, right?
That's right. This is all about flowing. This is about being unfiltered. And I love it. Just exposing everything. Not that we have to, because we like to. We don't have to go and tell, but we like to share these experiences with with you guys too. It's just funny. It's funny because swallowing your own medicine is one of the hardest things sometimes.
Oh, yes.
So let's get right to the topic. Tell me the topic one more time, Ellie, so people, if they didn't hear it.
Yes. So episode 8, stop holding the door for people. And so I'm going to pass this virtual baton over to Mike so he can give us a visual of what that looks like.
Well, with that baton, with the microphone. What I'm going to do is just talk a little bit about something I learned to practice, and that's stop holding the door for anybody else. And I'll go into it right away like this. When you hold the door, are you expecting someone to say thank you? Do you need someone in order for your day to be happy or say thank you or appreciate that? What if they don't hold the door? Does that change your day? If it does, where their response can either make you get upset and say you're welcome or something like that, then let me ask you to consider this. How about you hold the door for you? And that means no matter if that person says thank you or if that person says screw you, it doesn't change your day. You're having a great day. That's holding the door for you because you did it because you wanted to do it. And you weren't basing it off of a person's response to how they reacted to you. Does that sound pretty clear, Ellie, with what I'm saying about that?
Yeah, it's really, really clear. And I love how you take something that happens so often in life. It's easy to tailor and apply it to our day-to-day or even beyond the holding the door for people. Is releasing expectations from that.
Yes.
Is that what you're getting at?
Yes. And yeah, 100%. I love how you made it even clear. Releasing those expectations of external circumstances. And I think that's what holds us all in a stuck position.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't even know. We're in that unaware state of we don't know, but now you can't unlearn what you're hearing. Anyone who's here is hearing this for a reason because they desire to expand on their life. So with that said, one of the things is, think about this, everybody. When you hold that door, we're not just talking about only a door, but you can translate this like Elle said, in any part of your life. Do you have to have someone respond in this particular way in order for your day to continue going good, going well, going great? Do you have to? And if you do, stop it. Stop it. Because that's holding you back.
It is holding you back. It's holding you back more than you know. And I had shared an example of a personal story, but before I even go there, is learn to front load your emotions. Front load your emotions. So when you hold the door, you're holding the door because it gives you joy just holding the door for somebody. When you are applying for that job, you applied, and that's what's to be celebrated. The fact that you applied. Go out and celebrate you stepping into that. Because guess what? The fact that you applied means you know your value, you know that you're ready for this position, that you have
Yeah.
the skills that this
Yes.
job requires. You're acknowledging a lot about yourself when you apply for a job. That's a lot to be celebrated. Why would you skip that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We just get used to we need big we need big things in order to celebrate. We've gotten so used to I'm not going to celebrate until I'm not going to recognize this until this happens. But
Yes.
we have so many what we would call mini wins throughout the day. If you ever stack them up, they'll they'll wipe the floor with the little negative things that we see in our life.
I remember when my girlfriend Chrissy and we would go and party in advance. I
Hmm.
had my house. It was on for foreclosure. We would go
Hmm.
out and party because we said we got it. We won. We got the house.
Yes.
It already is. And we were out on the dance floor celebrating. And guess what? Fast forward a couple years, I had the house. Was it scary in the
Yes.
midst of it? Hell yes. It was
Hmm.
scary. But
Absolutely.
it's like stepping into it right then and
Your
there.
belief, stepping into your belief.
Step into it. That's where it's at. That's where it's at.
You said something that was like that was really cool before. You said it's like, desire, and then there's a belief, and then you said something even better, which is a knowing. And that's where we aspire to be. In the knowing, which takes practice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which takes so much practice. And I love how you said that. That was on the other one. Sorry guys, we kind of messed that one up, but for a good reason. But we're going to bring back everything.
Yes, it's trusting, it's believing, and then there's knowing, and there's
Yeah.
phases, and being easy with yourself in each one because you can
Yes.
trust, and there is a little discord in knowing, but trusting's good too. If trusting is where you are and it aligns and feel good, trust. Then
Absolutely.
you're going to step into I believe. Yes, it's a little further, it's a little stronger, and then
Practice.
practice. I like that. It is, and then guess what? You know, and when you know, you do and you let it be. Just like we had spoke earlier,
100%.
you let it go because you know it's going to work out.
Absolutely. And I love that you mentioned that. And that's one of the things after we always talk so much after the show. We can make another show after the show. So one of the things was about everybody. We were talking about the Beatles. And I love talking about people like them too, because it was like this is a group that even if you don't know about music or you don't care about music, you heard of the Beatles. It's a safe assumption to say most people have heard of them, even though their the highlight was years and years and years ago. And if one of their songs in particular we were talking about was Let It Be. And if you think about the words Let It Be, that is the
Mm-hmm.
keys to life. And they were singing that to you in Let It Be, Let It Be. I'm not going to sing for everybody because, usually I
Let
charge
it
a lot for
be,
singing.
let it be. I'll
Goodbye,
jump in and I'll
everyone.
do
It was
it.
a nice show. It was a nice show. It was a nice show. Nice talking, everybody.
I couldn't resist.
That medication still on your desk?
I'm sorry. Got us sidetracked. Couldn't resist. Go ahead, Mike.
So funny. I love it. But yeah, guys, it's so
The,
funny. It's like let it be, let it be.
a
And
lot
you
of
think
truth in that.
about it, and we had another episode. It was called "Giving In Is Not Giving Up." Let it be, and that's saying, and this all coincides with each other. When you let something be, you're not giving up on your desire. You're letting the higher self. You're not giving it to someone else. You're giving it to the higher self, the part of you that is bigger than what you see in the mirror, and that will take care of your order for you.
Mm-hmm.
But we are so used to, I need that hold the door response. I need it. I need to do this and get that in order for it to show that it's working because I need to see it. I need to have an immediate response
The validation.
to validate what I did. And when we can just let it be and let it and do it for you. Holding the door is actually very selfish when you come down to it because you're holding it because it makes you feel better. Where the two parts divide is if you're holding it still to make you feel better, but if you don't feel better unless someone says thank you,
And
you still
that's
did
the
it.
expectation part. Yes.
That's the outside expectation. You still did it for someone to say thank you, appreciate that. That was still selfish holding the door. Everything we do in life is actually selfish. Even when you're helping someone, you did it because it made you feel better.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, what separates an enlightened person from someone that's working on being more enlightened is the way that they don't need a response to their actions in order to feel good about what they do.
I love that.
This is why we did a take two on this right here.
Oh! Absolutely, it is why we did a take two. But it's true. It really drives home, and it gives you some thought about, hey,
Yes.
what did we say before? Awareness is the best yoga. We keep going back to that because once you
Yeah.
become aware, now you can, right?
Yeah.
You can
You're
sense
right
where
on.
you are. You can sense where
Yes.
you are. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was giving Mike the background, the personal story about when I was auditioning on The Voice. And prime example is when I went and when I left the audition, I did not get selected. I was excited all the way up and beyond, actually, because I was truly stepping into, I did it for myself. I had no expectations of anything. Just stepping on stage and singing in front of people, that just showed where I was. I had always wondered, how can people get on stage and sing? I wonder what that, I would love to do it. And I did it. And that was
And
the
yeah.
beauty and joy in it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I hope they were with earphones so they didn't have to listen to it. But I'm saying at the
They
same
were
time,
crying. They were crying.
They were-
We were all crying different reasons. Mine were tears of joy.
There's what they come on, kid. Now.
Theirs were torture. And even if it was, again, it doesn't
It
even
wasn't
matter.
about them.
It wasn't about them. It was about me.
Yes, you weren't getting on that stage for them to say, "You sing good enough for us to allow you to be a part of our show." Your desire at that point was, "I want to get on stage and go and say an audition." And that's where your desire went. Despite what went beyond that, that wasn't something that was in something you've written about in your mind. And I love that.
It's
That's
so,
a
yes.
really beautiful explanation of how to use this stuff.
Yeah, and guys, you know what's so funny is this is one part I did not share with you, Mike. So, The Voice, even more background story to this whole thing, and so you guys can see it and learn to release a little more, is for an entire year, I just wanted to even, again, be on The Voice, particularly The Voice. But every time I looked for the show, you either had to travel, hop on a plane, hop on a train. And I just didn't feel like doing that. I said, life is so easy. It works for me that it'll come to me if it's actually meant to be. And guess what?
Absolutely.
All throughout the year, I didn't actually feel comfortable and bold enough to even do it. But guess what? The moment I felt sure and I was feeling more confident, I was working on the business one day. I had stopped singing for months, actually. And I started singing. And I was like, wow, I think I sound pretty good. I was like, let me send this to my girlfriend. Go ahead, girl. And then I was like, no, let me send this to the world. And so I said, well, where's The Voice now? The Voice was a couple minutes from the house.
You can't make this shit up.
You can't make it up.
Wow.
It comes to you, guys. You are a magnet for all good things. It wants you. You don't have to go to it. It comes to you.
Wow.
When you're ready. When you're ready.
I love it. I love it. And the thing is, what you say is, don't be patient, be ready. It's so funny how you're saying all these things. Just be ready, because when you were ready,
yes,
it was there waiting for you.
Yes, and yes.
And the thing about it I find so awesome is when you desire and learn how, and I think the key is understanding how everything works and then putting it into practice, which is the biggest thing. You got to understand how it works, and then you got to practice it. And when you understand it, you'll never be able to plan how it's going to show up. It's beyond our physical control anyway. It's going to show up in, like Neville Goddard said, in such a seamless way. It almost, if you don't know better, would seem like a coincidence. It would almost seem like just luck, which is words people don't understand. Are really words that should not exist. Coincidence, luck, none of that is even possible. It's impossible for something to be lucky. It's impossible for something to be
And can I add something
impossible. Oh, 100% go.
When they use those words, if you find yourself using those words, guess what? You still step into a level of awareness that you are acknowledging that it is happening. You're just labeling it as a coincidence or lucky, but it's not. But you are aware that it's happening.
Yes, it's a step in the right direction, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a step in the right direction. And I feel sometimes, we get, and here's another thing about with the door. Everyone is at different places. If someone, let's say now you go, and this is something we're going to give you later on anyway, but I'll tell you, give you a little about it, is we're going to tell everybody, like, make sure that you, if you feel like it, try to do something like hold the door, something that doesn't cost money, something, if you're going to go out, we know it's limited, you're going out, something homework you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Is go out and hold the door, but understand that you're not doing it for somebody else. And that alone gets you happy. It's like, I don't even care if a person says thank you anymore. How freeing is that? That I don't even care.
Yes.
And whatever happens, happens. Maybe they will say thank you, but you don't care what they say anymore.
Love it. Front
I don't
load
care what
those
they
emotions.
say anymore. This is my life. Another one by Billy Joel. I don't care what they say anymore. This is my life.
Mm.
These people, these famous people to write these songs, whether they're doing it by default or doing it on purpose, they're doing the things that are manifesting it into their life. They're doing the right thing. So when you hear somebody, and I just started, I don't, with that Billy Joel song, I don't care what they say anymore. This is my life.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean tell somebody to go shut the hell up unless it makes you feel good. I mean, maybe you're at a place like that, and maybe that's necessary for you to make you feel better. But if you're doing it for you, don't do it for a reaction from someone else. These are things we do so often. And here's the bonus thing. You'll go now, and I found out one time, like, you'll go, and because I do it and I'm so happy to hold the door, the universe made me smile because someone else held the door and the person didn't say thank you. I heard him say, "You're welcome." And I started laughing because I'm not there anymore. And it made me grateful that I'm not that person that needed to do that.
Correct.
Not picking on where that person was, because they are where they are, and it's okay. But it just made me feel so grateful to be like,
where you are.
Oh my God. I remember when I really needed that person, a stranger, someone you didn't even technically, physically know,
right,
to respond to you in a way, and you were allowing them to create your day.
And this is a really nice starting point too for tapping into unconditional, right? Unconditional love. It's a really good starting point if you were ever wondering how that feels, where you start. It starts here. Something really easy, like Mike said, doesn't cost anything.
It doesn't cost a dime, but it's more important than money could ever produce.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't cost any. The best and most important things in life actually don't cost money. It's faith, it's love. Those things are free.
Mm-hmm.
They always will be, and they're controlled by you. It's
love
something
that
you know what I'm saying? These are things that are controlled completely by you. And the more conditions we let go, the better we feel. You're going to start caring so much about how you feel that you're just going to make yourself the only product and it's really the only product that should matter is you. Start making yourself, you be so concerned about how you feel now that you understand what it does for your life, that you just become this technician, this engineer. Like, oh no, you are not making my day, boss. You are not making my day, sister, brother, mother with the bad attitude. It all starts with me. I'm going to change how I feel about you. I'm going to hold the door for me. I'm going to forgive you because it's better for me to forgive you for me. Not dependent on if you accept my apology, if that's something you think you should do to feel better. Maybe you don't need, and technically words are things that, I would never say they're unnecessary because they do help. But the thing is, ultimately, just learn to forgive yourself. Don't dwell on the past, on anything that doesn't serve you. And hold that door for you.
Guys,
hold the door.
I love it. That's your takeaway. That is more than enough. Especially, I love this going into the weekend, stepping into the weekend. You have
Yeah.
plenty of opportunities to practice that. You're running out for the grocery stores, making your run. Keep that in mind. Holding the door. Am I holding the door for me,
Yes. Yes.
or am I expecting something?
And also, thing is for me, when I open that liquor cabinet today and they tell me to stop drinking, I'm going to keep drinking because I'm not done.
You're drinking for you.
I'm drinking for me.
front load, but truly, like, front load it, guys. It's okay.
Absolutely.
And we're here. If you are somebody that's afraid of doting on yourself, you're at the right place, because we just commend it. We're all about it. It's self-love, and there's plenty for you. Yep. So
everyone wins.
Everybody wins here. So we enjoy doing a retake with you guys.
Yes. You didn't miss anything. It was even better.
I know. I loved it. I think we should do this error each and every time. I'm kidding. Yes. I saw that look.
Don't do that again, Ellie.
So next Tuesday, you guys have a safe weekend. We will see you next Tuesday at 2 o'clock. Thanks for tuning in with Mike C. and I.
Love you guys. Thank you so much, Elle. Give me that virtual high five. Let's start this Friday.
Bam.
Awesome.
See you next week.
Bye later. Bye-bye.